What's going on, guys? Welcome back. We're now to week 9 of classes, so we're almost at the end. It's going to be a short video today going over very basics of sound design, particular attack, decay, sustain, and release. So let's get started. I'll load up the simple plugin from FL Studio. It's a stock plugin called 3 times oscillator. I'm going to open it up, and right here you see we've got 3 different voices that we can use. So there's different kind of waveforms with different wave shapes. We can use a sine wave, square wave, combination, saw wave, or even sharper saw wave. And each waveform has a different sound. So if you let's listen to just the basic sine, and we're going to only listen to one voice from the sine. So that's what the sine wave sounds like. It's pretty smooth. Uh, let's try a square wave. So it sounds a bit more like a video game, you know. Got some of those classic sounds, a bit more gritty to it. Here's a mix saw, or rounded saw, and a straight up saw. So the saws are ones that you'll typically hear if you're listening to like some kinds of future bass. You'll use those in the chord stacks. Um, so some of the different adjustments we can make to these, we can layer different voices on top of it. So let's say we want to add this second voice in, and we're going to make the first one a sine, and we'll make the second one a saw, and we'll make the second one play 12 semitones lower, which is an octave. So let's listen to what that sounds like. So I separated it so we got the sine in the right ear and the saw in the left ear. Um, as you can kind of tell, the saw takes over most of the volume because it has a bit more distortion on it. If we were adding another one, say we'll put in a combination of sine and square, um, and we'll put that up an octave. See what that sounds like. So we've got the first two in the left ear and then this combination in the right ear. So those are what the different wave forms sound like. Some other plugins we can use. This is a paid one. It's you can either purchase it or rent it. I'm doing the rent plan, which is a bit cheaper, but it gives you a lot more control in sound design. It's called Serum. Um, and here we get to adjust a lot more controls. So if we were to listen to just what it is right now, so we've got our saw wave and we've got another waveform. This is just one that came with Serum. So there are a bunch of different styles that you can use. It doesn't have to just be the basic, the sine, square, saw, and those classic ones. Um, so let's go over what we did to it. Turn off the filter. Um, and right here we've got this envelope with the attack, decay, sustain, and release. These are the fours that we're going to focus on. So we're going to turn them all down. The attack is the first one that we'll cover. That's how fast it takes to get the note to go to its full velocity, the full volume. So if we have it at 0, it'll go instantaneously to the full volume. But if we increase the amount of time, then it'll slowly build up to that volume. Okay, so that's attack. Decay, um, if we were to look at it, is how long it stays at that full volume. So if we turn the sustain down, actually, let's just focus on one. So decay is when it goes from these two top points right here. So if we adjust it, there's not too much of an audible difference. But if we adjust some of the other knobs, if say we'll turn the sustain down a little bit and decay all the way up, it's how long it takes to go from these 2 points. So if we have the sustain down, it's how long it will take to go from this peak volume to where it goes down to the sustain, where it drops on down to minus 4 decibels from where it was. So if we play a note and we watch how far or how long it takes to go across, that's the decay. And then the sustain is just taking it from the top volume down to however low the volume we want it to be. So let's say we want to make it have a sharp attack, a very quick high volume, and drop down after like a second or so to pretty low. So that's decay and sustain. Those kind of go hand in hand. If we were to use a release, this is how long it takes for the sound to fall off, essentially. So if we play it, it'll sound almost like it has a reverb. It'll just slowly fade out. So this LFO right here, we won't get into this, but it's essentially modulates the effect of this filter. So it's more of like it starts off with a higher pluck, and then it slowly modulates it so certain frequencies are cut out off and on to make it give like a pulsating movement. We won't get too much into that. That's a bit more advanced. But there are a lot of different things you can do just by changing the attack, decay, sustain, and release. Different using different waveforms and using different presets and stuff. That's really just the best way to understand sound design, is to just look at different presets and see how they make that certain sound. So, like I said, it's going to be a short one. That's pretty much it for today's video. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know. And there will be a stream, there will likely be a stream this coming Saturday. So, I'll see you guys then.